What's up, y'all? Welcome to another round of Young7YANG game reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the game of mine, or at least a personal favorite fighting game of mine that never gets old. I keep seeming to come back to this game, Dead or Alive 4. Now, in this generation, there are only two fighting games, in my opinion, that hold their own against most of the crowd. That being this one, Dead or Alive 4 for the Xbox 360, and Virtual Fighters 4, actually Virtual Fighters 5 for the PlayStation 3 and 360. This game is one of those games that was a graphical powerhouse when it was first introduced, still holds its own today against games like Tekken and Soul Calibur and even Mortal Kombat. And when it comes straight down to it, it's just a very good fighting game. It's one of those games that I constantly go back to and play, and usually find myself enjoying quite a bit. Now I'm doing a quick playthrough with one of my favorite characters here, and it's going to go through the whole game so you guys can get some rough idea of why it's still good, and if you don't own it, why you should, pick it up as soon as possible if you haven't played it yet. And if you do own it, please don't sell it. This is one of those games where I would love to meet you online at some point in my life and kick your ass or get my ass kicked by you. I'm not the best in fighting games, but this is one of the best fighting games on the current gen market today. And it baffles me as to why Tecmo won't release Dead or Alive 5. Instead they did a 3D version for the new DS 3D, which is cool, but I wanted Dead or Alive 5. I mean, most of us who've played Dead or Alive 4 for the past couple of years want a new one. And if you've played any of the past Dead or Alive games, especially for the Xbox, Dead or Alive 3 or Dead or Alive Ultimate Package 1 and 2, you know that this is one of the best fighting games out there. A lot of people like to call this game cheap, but again, it's one of the few fighting games that you can go back to again and again and still very much enjoy. The stages are well designed, the characters are well thought out. Even the moves themselves are all believable moves. One of the things I really hated about playing Tekken was it's just a big juggle fest. This game, it relies heavily on counterattacks, and you pretty much play a offensive / defensive role. And a lot of people hate this game because they feel the counterattacks are pretty cheesy. But in real fights, that's what it's all based on. It's based on countering your opponent's moves. And to me, that's a key component in this game. Virtual Fighters is a lot more technical than Dead or Alive, and therefore it turns a lot of people off. This game keeps the realism, at the same time introduces a bit of fantasy into the fighting. But because of that sense of realism, which is what I really enjoy about it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and just let you watch the next couple of rounds until I get my ass kicked royally. Just let me know what you guys think about it. Again, this is my personal favorite fighting game next to Virtual Fighters, and I just can't get into any of the newer stuff. I do enjoy Soul Calibur, but that's a different type of fighting game for me. Anyway, check it out. Let me know what you guys think towards the end of this playthrough, and type what you think about this game, or if you don't own this game. Again, I recommend you pick it up. It's very cheap now. You can pick it up anywhere from $10 up to $40, depending on where you get it.
Get ready, fight!
Hayabusa, everyone's favorite ninja.
Get ready, fight!
Ooh, the Izumi attack. Oh! Got my ass kicked. Alright. Round 2.
Get ready, fight!
Again, I can't stress enough how fun this fighting game is. And just to back up that theory of mine, I mean, what fighting game can you kick your opponent's ass through windows and off buildings, and make it and it still looks as smooth as this one? There are very few. Now, if you're looking for the most realistic fighters, if you're looking for a realistic fighting game or a fantasy type fighting game, then your realistic one obviously is Virtual Fighters 5. That's the most realistic you're gonna get for today's fighters, or at least technical. And then for fantasy fighting games, well, a good one, in my opinion, isn't Tekken, but it's Soul Calibur. A lot of people didn't like Soul Calibur 4, myself included, but one of the cool things about Soul Calibur 4 that can't be denied is the character creation. And to this day, Soul Calibur 3 is still the best Soul Calibur game there is. Soul Calibur was good, but it was topped by Soul Calibur 3 in my opinion. Definitely wait on Soul Calibur 5, see what that one's going to be like. But again, if they were to release a Dead or Alive 5 this year or sometime next year, it would make me very happy. I would definitely pick it up. This is probably one of the few games on the Xbox 360 that I really do thoroughly enjoy. And I did contemplate buying a Nintendo DS 3D for this game, but I can't do that. It's just a compilation of Dead or Alive 1 through 4. So I'd be playing essentially the same game over again.
Get ready, fight!
The only thing is, if they were to release another Dead or Alive game, simply because the head honcho is gone from Tecmo, the guy who created this game and the other ones, it would be a bit different. My hope is that they would keep the same fighting elements of the game, improve some of the story itself, and hopefully, just do a complete overhaul on the stages. Update them to today's standards. Add some weather effects, some better lighting, some better textures, obviously. But again, when you play this game and you compare it to the other fighting games on the market, it still looks pretty damn good, and it plays very well. Oh yeah, one of the things about this game that I really did thoroughly enjoy was the endings. Endings in this game are phenomenal. And they really don't get boring. Check this out. Okay guys, that sums up this playthrough. Let me know what you guys think, good or bad. Peace out for now.